Always are my favorite people. Today it's a cold day in London, but I woke up and I said to myself, I need to show you guys how to achieve your first pull-up. And not only that, I'm gonna show you the full blueprint from going from 0 pull-ups all the way up to 10. So yes, even if you have no experience, you've never been to the gym, you've never done bodyweight training, or you can do your first pull-up, you're gonna learn a couple of things from this video. Now, before we get into this video, there's a few things that I do need to say, starting off with equipment. You're gonna need a pull-up bar, pretty self-explanatory, and you're gonna need access to some resistance bands. Now, can you follow along this video without bands? Yes, but are you killing your progress? Yes, pretty simple. Now, thirdly, I do have a free pull-up plan in my description below, which you can download completely free if you don't wanna add these exercises into your own plan. Now, just to show that I'm not chatting shit and I can do a pull-up, I'll do a nice little high pull up for you guys. Right? You want to muscle up? Is that? Okay. Yeah. First progression we need to master is something we call the dead hang. Now, the dead hang is very simple. All you do is hang onto the bar with your feet off the floor, and we're just making sure our grip is nice and secure. We want to make sure that we're not falling off, okay? So when you're learning to pull up, it's very important that your grip strength is good. And that's what the dead hang works on. It works on your grip strength. Now, you want to be able to hang on for 30 seconds before moving on to the second progression. Now, the way we can build our grip endurance, let's say you start off with 10 seconds, you can only hang on the bar for 10 seconds. What you want to do is you want to hang on the bar for maybe 9 seconds, rest for a minute, hop on again, and try hit 9 seconds again. And you do that repeatedly. You're going to want to do this for around 3 to 5 sets, and once you can do a 30-second dead hang, you can move on to the next progression. So the second progression is scapular pull-ups. So all this is going from a dead hang into an active hang. So what does that look like? Well, when you do a dead hang, you can notice my shoulders are shrugged there between my ears. So to go into an active hang, you're pulling your scapula back as if you have something between your back, and you go up into an active hang. So this is much, much more challenging, and you go back into a dead hang. That is one scapular pull-up. And you repeat this for about 8 to 10 reps, just like so. Now, one way you can think about doing this, because it's not easy starting off, it's hard to kind of get your muscles to sort of move in that way. So one way you can think of it is think of bending the bar, and also think of something in between your shoulder blades that you just want to touch. You want to kind of touch your shoulder blades together if you can. So I'm thinking about bending the bar right now, and that actively pulls my scapula up, as you can see. So you go from a dead hang into a scapular pull, just like so. Now we can move on to progression 3. Okay, next up we have inverted rows. Now I know I did say you can use a bar, however, we have some access to rings. I will show you guys how to use a bar, but if you have access to some rings, this is what you want to do. Starting off with your knees bent so it's easier. You're horizontal to the ground, and you're just pulling up like so. Now if you want to make this harder, you can extend your legs, so now you have more range of motion and it's a little bit harder. Now notice when I'm pulling, as I pull to the top, I'm twisting my wrist inwards. Now this activates the bicep as well, so it's actively strengthening your bicep as well as your back. Now let me show you guys how to do that on a straight bar. So the straight bar is really similar as well. However, it's not as good as the rings because it's steel, so we can't actually have the same range of motion. However, it can be the same, like so. You have your legs bent and you can pull your chest to the bar, and if you want to make it harder, just extend your legs or go lower down and you can pull to the bar, just like so. Now, depending on how you use these progressions, if you have your own plan, you can implement this into your own plan. But like I said, I do have a free pull-up plan in the description below, which you can follow along. So let's move on to progression 4. So moving on to progression 4, we have the negative pull-up. Now this is the down part of the pull-up, also known as the eccentric phase. So all you want to do, have your chin above the bar and let yourself slowly go down for around 3 to 5 seconds. Now, you do want a box to jump on, or you can just jump straight up and let yourself go down. Either one's fine, but you just want to control that rep all the way down. Now you want to do this for around 5 to 8 reps, at least 4 sets of those, and you'll be good to go. So for the final progression, we have the assisted pull-ups. Now this is where your resistance bands come in handy. So what you want to do is you want to put the resistance band over the bar and put it through the hole like so. Make sure this is in the center of you. If it's to the left or right, well, that's no good. Okay, now I will tell you guys how you know which band is the right one for you in just a moment. I'm just going to show you how to do a assisted pull-up. You just pull it down like so, put your feet in it. Now you can put your knees in it. Some people like to put their knees in it, it's more comfortable, which is fine. However, I always recommend trying to mimic the pull-up or any skill as close as possible. So that's why I like to have at least one of my feet in it. Now, hang onto the bar like so. And notice I'm in a dead hang position. Activate the scapula like shown before. Pull all the way, chin over and down. Now, some people like to do pull-ups like this. That is not a pull-up, okay? You want a full range of motion. So dead hang all the way into an active hang, pull over, chin over, okay? Now, how do you know the right band for you? Well, because the pull-up is a strength exercise, we need to be working at a low rep range with high intensity, with a lot more volume, okay? Now, to find the right resistance band, let's say with this band, I can hit a maximum of 7 reps. I can't hit more than 7 reps with this band. That's great. I'm not gonna work to 7 reps with the band. Instead, I'm gonna work to around 5 to 6 reps. Now, why is this? Because when you're training strength, you wanna be training very close till failure. So that's almost 1 or 2 reps before your max rep. So like I said before, if you can hit 7 reps with a band, then deduct 2 reps and use that to hit at least 5 reps with that band. That's how you know which band is right for you. And like I said, you can progressively overload, either go a lighter band or increase your reps. But mainly you want to be looking towards having a rep range from 5 to 8 maximum. Any more, you're not really working your strength. So by now you would have built a lot of strength. So expectedly, you should be able to do 1 pull-up by now. That is if you followed your plan or you followed a free plan that's in my description. You should be able to do 1 pull-up at least. Now, to increase your reps, first we need to get 3 reps, okay? So the way we do that is use the exercises you've been using before, but obviously make sure it's progressively overloading. So if you have been using a red band, go to a lighter weight or whatever resistance, just make sure you're working harder each week, and eventually you'll get strong enough to get your first 3 pull-ups. So once you get 3 pull-ups, this is how we build endurance, okay? So what we'll do is we'll do a pull-up like so. We'll rest for around a minute, go again. And you wanna make sure each rep is as clean as each other. Now you wanna do this for at least 10 to 12 sets or however many sets you can do. You just wanna make sure that your form is clean and at least you're fighting for the rep by the end of the session. So like so, you rest for a minute, go again. Now this will build your endurance over time, and that is an easy way to go from 1 rep all the way up to 10. Now, if you found this video useful, any sort of support is highly appreciated. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll reach out to you guys. Like I said, there is a complete free pull-up guide in my description, no ties at all, which you guys can check out. And if you have any other skills that you want me to dissect and show you guys how you can achieve, let me know and I'll start working on the next video.